My argument for Dan Quinn Coach of the Year is that I know Kevin O'Connell will win because also people thought, oh, once Kirk left. But that was a playoff team caliber roster. It just needed a quarterback. And so tons of credit for resurrecting Sam Darnold. But, like, if you look at the Commanders, who won 4 games last year, had a ton of turnover in terms of the roster, it's still like a bottom half of the league roster, top to bottom, talent-wise, I would argue. I mean, Diami Brown and Olamide Zaccheaus and Zach Ertz was out of football. And it's like a middle-of-the-pack defensive line. And, like, you know, I mean, like, they have truly become a team. They are incredibly close, and they've won some amazing games. And
they're well coached, not even from Quinn, but I thought Cliff called an awesome game last night.
Yep.
Like, there was a lot of quick designs. Let's not have Jayden sit in the pocket and get killed. Let's balance it. And the Bucs were having 2 linebackers spy Jayden Daniels. So when you take away his legs, that means the play caller has to adjust, and I thought he did a great job adjusting.
Yeah. Well, Coach of the Year is subjective. I don't think there's like a definitively right answer, but I think the reason O'Connell will win is like it's just very easy to quantify the improvement in Sam Darnold, being like, all right, well, Sam Darnold was bad his entire career. Now he's been really good this year. Whereas with Quinn, it's a little bit more, it's just less tangible, where it's like, all right, he's changed the culture of this team. And the defensive, like, oh, this defense is supposed to be really bad. Now it's 10th. Like, it's not as loud as like, oh, Sam Darnold. So that's why I think Chaos will probably win.
That's true. And because he's a defensive-minded coach, he doesn't get, quote, as much credit for the emergence of Jayden. Right. Like, Cliff Kingsbury is going to get the credit for Jayden Daniels, and Jayden Daniels is going to get the credit for Jayden Daniels. I mean, like, you know, like, the kid's just special. But still, I would argue that in terms of overall coaching, Dan Quinn is my Coach of the Year candidate. That's not just me as a homer talking. Like, he's done an unbelievable job for a guy that a lot of people at the time questioned. Oh, Dan Quinn's your second choice. Oh, you really wanted Ben Johnson, blah, blah, blah. And it's come out this week that Adam Peters, when he was interviewing with Josh Harris in the ownership group to become the general manager, and they basically said to him, like, hey, all right, who would you want as head coach if you got the job as general manager? And he said Dan Quinn.
The thing I loved about last night, too, with Quinn is that he's been a head coach who has been defined by his conservatism at 28-3 in the Super Bowl. Yeah. And then last night, I'm going for it every single time. And I think every time, like, analytically, it was the right decision. And the fact that they convert that last touchdown to McLaurin, he was vindicated with it. And they don't win the game, I don't think, without that aggressive decision-making.
Yeah, people were killing him. I mean, I put this, like, the first 4th down that they went for and didn't get, I was like, I didn't mind them going for it. They played that way all year, by the way. They've gone for it on 4th down a lot. They've been aggressive all year long. But I was like, I didn't love the play call, that specific play call on that first one. But shout out to my friend Josh Norris, who put this out on social media as well. But he's absolutely right, which is like they went for it on 4th down 4 times. They missed twice. They scored 2 touchdowns. Yeah. And if they'd said 14 points over 12 points, if they kick 4 field goals.
Right. People aren't quantifying it the right way.
Right, exactly right. Like, you know, Dan Quinn made the right calculus, and obviously it worked out, and we're on to freaking Detroit. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.